everybody, my name is Joanne Aguilar and today I will be talking about honeybees. Honeybees, you're probably asking yourself. Yes, I'm actually referring to the insect that we tend to avoid sometimes. Well, today I'm going to give you an inside scoop about some new research that's being done on honeybees. Did you know that honeybees might just be the replacement for sniffer dogs? Yes, you heard that right. It has been said that honeybees are going to be the new detectors for illicit drugs. Well, let me give you a little bit of information today. Today I will be presenting some information that I myself was not aware of. Today I will be going over 3 main key points. The first key point will be the disadvantages of sniffer dogs. The third key point will be the advantages of using honeybees. And the third key point will be the methods and materials used to conduct this research. The disadvantages of using sniffer dogs. The first disadvantage of using a sniffer dog is that training is too expensive. Just like you do training, either if it's for work, for school, trying to stay fit, you have to pay money. Sniffer dogs go through very harsh training on the daily basis in order to get prepared to be out of the field. Not only do they go through training, but they have to go through a strict diet. Now, if you think about it, how many of y'all have gone to the store, gone down the aisle, and you've told yourself, you know what? Today, I feel like I'm going to be healthy. I feel like I'm just going to change my eating habits, and you know what? I'm just going to start being healthy. You go down the aisle, you go down to the vegetables, and you look at those prices. Whew. Yeah, I don't agree with those either. You know what? Maybe I'll just go to McDonald's. Well, sniffer dogs have no choice. They have to stick to their strict diet. The second disadvantage of using sniffer dogs is that training takes too long. What I refer about training takes too long is, no, I'm not referring to sniffer dogs having to be in a classroom for 6 hours or having to be out in the field for 4 hours. No, I'm actually referring to everybody has seen on videos, or at least you've probably witnessed it, or you've seen it on TV. Sniffer dogs are trained since they're puppies. And just like any living creature in this earth, there's a life cycle. Sniffer dogs take months to grow. And then they're considered adults. Just like us, except we take years. Well, while they're being trained and they're growing up, that takes money and it takes too long. The third disadvantage of using sniffer dogs is that there is a social relationship between dog and handler. Just like us, we create relationships with people around us. Well, so do the sniffer dogs. Of course, you have to have a relationship in order to know what the other person wants. Well, it is important for a sniffer dog to have a relationship with their handler. Yes, it's good, but it can also be bad. It can be bad, because it can cause problems out in the field. Some of the results that come from those problems can be biased, and that can cause negative positive results. Advantages of using honeybees. The first advantage of using honeybees is that they can be produced and reared inexpensively. Did you know that a honeybee is considered an adult at only 12 days? 12 days. Can you imagine how many honeybees can be born in a year? A lot. The second advantage of honeybees is that they are conditioned rapidly. What I mean by condition rapidly is that honeybees can tolerate very harsh temperatures. Honeybees can survive hot temperatures, room temperatures, freezing temperatures, and they are still able to function the same. Now you tell me, will you be able to function out in a 100-degree day and still be able to, be like, yeah, I'm ready for today, I could conquer the day? I wouldn't. Well, honeybees have that advantage. The third advantage of using honeybees is that they have an antenna. Yeah, a lot of insects have antennas. But did you know that the antenna has been proven to be one of the most sensitive organs there is in this world? Yes, I didn't know that either. The antenna is important because the sensilla is located in it. What is the sensilla? The sensilla is what helps honeybees be able to detect certain odors and be able to sense certain drugs that dogs can't sense. Of course, like every research, there's an experiment. There has to be results. We have to see actual research being done. Therefore, an experiment was done. During this experiment, 3 insects were used: the honeybee, a cockroach, and a moth. 3 insects were chosen in order to get different results. All of these 3 insects were exposed to 4 different types of drugs. The 4 drugs that were chosen to conduct this experiment was heroin, meth, marijuana, and cocaine. On the next slide, we can see a chart that shows the results that came out of the experiment. In the graph, the light gray represents the honeybee, the medium gray represents the cockroach, and the dark gray represents the moth. The drugs were broken down into 3 samples. The first sample is a small amount of the drug. The second sample is the drug mixed with caffeine. They did that in order to mimic how drug is sold in the street. And the third sample is the drug pure. As we see right here, heroin was broken down into 20% for the small amount, 47.3% for the caffeine and heroin mixed, and then 100% for it pure. We can see here that the honeybee was able to detect heroin in a small amount. Moving on to cocaine, once again, 20% is the small amount of the drug, 70% is the drug mixed with caffeine, and 100% is the drug pure. We can see here that the honeybee did better than the other insects did on detecting the low amount of cocaine. Moving on to meth, the 16% represents the low amount, the 100% represents it pure. We can see that on this result, it exceeded. The honeybee did much better than the other insects on detecting the low amount of meth. As we come to the conclusion, we have came to see that the antenna of a honeybee shows the most promising results. And the honeybee was able to specifically detect low quantities of heroin and cocaine. Now, can this actually mean that the future is going to change? Is a honeybee actually going to be the new security when it comes down to drugs? Who knows? It might just be. Therefore, watch out for these Crime Stoppers. It's the new word in the street. My references. I grabbed this article from the TCC database. This is my references. And this is the end of my PowerPoint. Thank you so much for listening. And I hope that just like I learned something new, you learned something new. We learn new things every day. This happens to be what I learned. Thank you.